heard the oil companies speak sometimes. They say that it's because they are primarily business entities. They come into a place, they're supposed to be able to do their business and get out. You know, they pay taxes, they pay whatever else it is, they pay funds, like you've just said, to your commission. They pay also to maybe a host of other government agencies, you know, responsible for the development of the area. Now, how would you approach, would you say that the government again will have the courage to be able to meet these oil companies again to say, you've done business here, this is your fault, you know, why don't you clean this up? You don't think that the oil companies would be justified to say that, well, regarding all the monies that we pay and the fact that our business here is business, not governance, not providing development, that's your job?
You see, there are two different things. If you pay taxes because you are duty bound to pay so, it is natural. I'll give an instance. Those who assist in the clearing of wastages, the scavengers and all that, if they are supposed to move, what do you call it, the mess from a particular place to another location, they are being paid for it. But they will not carry the mess and pour on the express road. If you do that, you have caused more harm than that which is intended. The fact that they work in this area will not mean that they should not have a duty of care to the communities in which they operate. Spillage is a different ballgame altogether.
But the oil companies insist over and over again that we've even gone beyond what we're supposed to do. We do community projects, we have hospitals, we have boreholes, we have schools, we have a host of things that is really not our business.
You see, within the community in which they operate, the human relation exists. That which the companies can do. But the point we are making here has to do with the negligence that occurs as a result when you are carrying out your operation. The point is this: the oil spillage, will it be one of the benefits that the community is supposed to get from their operation? So if as a result of over time these pipes are being left and nothing is attended to it, that's the point we are making. It is not the point that to say, oh, there are a few things we should do in the community which we have done. That is natural. It's the normal relationship that exists. In fact, they owe the communities a duty to do those things which they also to do. But they will not say because they are doing that when activities that are within their purview, because they are experts, as it were, I do not know how to lay pipes. I'm a lawyer, for goodness sake. If I reside in a community, will I say because I reside in that particular community, when the oil company has operated, they should not carry the spill and pour in my community so that I can get compensation because they're giving me roads?
I was even that would have made us ask you this question. Now that you people have started taking some people out to train them from the NDDC, maybe by the time they come, they should be able to help in laying some of those pipes. But again, the recent call by the minister asking that, well, the NDDC should have a supervising body over it, irrespective of what the Commission has been doing, which people have been saying. Do you think that call is timely and even an okay one?
Section 7, subsection 3 of the NDDC Act stipulates that Mr. President, and I use the word cautiously, Mr. President shall be the one, and when it talks about presidency, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is the one who can give directive, who can give a kind of caution of what should be done to the commission. Under Section 33 of the same NDDC Act, it talks about when the reports are to be submitted, they should be submitted through Mr. President to the National Assembly. Now, the drafters of the law understand the reason why it was put that it should be the president, not even presidency, the president who is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Now, you look at the background for which NDDC was established. Because of the agitation in the Niger Delta region, because of the neglect over time, that it was necessary for NDDC to come in as an interventionist agency to address as a matter of urgency the degradation that has been caused by oil exploration, oil exploitation over time, for which the Niger Delta region has been neglected. And therefore, they needed a body that will be quick, that will be fast, that will not be subject to all manners of red tapeism that occurs within the normal setting of establishment as it happens in the various ministries. Therefore, for the commission to carry out its functions as stated in Section 7 and Section 8 of the NDDC Act, it needs a quick movement of action. And that was why it was put directly under the president to so act. Therefore, when the minister came to say it should now come under the Ministry of Niger Delta Ministry, I have this challenge about that proposition. One.
Is it because of the Act?
No. The Act is strictly speaking that the Commission NDDC should be under Mr. President, not even presidency. It is Mr. President who should give directive, who should give caution, who should give advice as to what should be done. So that when we are going to relate, we as a commission, we relate directly to Mr. President. But Mr. President, in his own wisdom, has directed that, okay, the office of the SGF, which is directly under Mr. President, handles that for on behalf of Mr. President, not under a ministry. Now, for that clamor to become successful, all we need to do is that there must need be an amendment of the NDDC Act. And then the question that we are talking about is this: why will you want to carry NDDC under the ministry that has its own structure of red tapeism? You know, the sluggishness that happens within the system. Do you say that is the mode and manner in which we should operate? Look, for example, an organization like NEMA. If you carry NEMA under a particular ministry to stay under a ministry, so if there is a mishap somewhere in Sokoto, or there are challenges in Lagos, or challenges in Imo State, then we'll go through the process, the slow pace, the military pace of working.
Are we not saying
that may not be good enough?
But isn't that, we're not saying generally now that ministries are generally slow, and that's how they are, and that's how they're built? Ideally, is that how they're supposed to be?
No, because there's no lie about it. That is the structure. In ministry, things are not just done like a fiat. Our own commission is to address issues as quickly as possible.
Okay, so that is why the Section 7 and 8 of the Act is saying that just go straight. If there's going to be any kind of reporting, it should be to the president.
My brother, you see, again, let's get some things clearer. Mr. President has not complained that he's not capable of managing or supervising us. Now, I do not want to sound to be immodest. It will appear in this form. If the function has been devolved on Mr. President by the Act of the National Assembly. And you recall, in 2000, when the NDDC Act was being passed, the then President, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, refused assent on the ground that there was a clause in it that it was not comfortable, particularly the clause that has to do with 15% contribution of the federal government to the commission. But the National Assembly again went ahead by two-thirds majority and passed that particular law, and it became law. And so, in essence, it was the wisdom of National Assembly, looking at the whole gamut of what is happening, that the commission should be an autonomous commission that should be responsible only to Mr. President, demanding for it to come out of the Ministry of Niger Delta, as Niger Delta finish with all the crisis that it has on its own.
What is your commission's relationship with the Ministry of the Niger Delta?
Ordinarily, the relationship should be symbiotic. It should be a relationship of synergy, wherein we can sit together and say, look, Ministry of Niger Delta, where have you gone at this level? We say, we are doing X, Y, Z. Then NDDC, we are doing A, B, C, D. We should be complementary. And that is the way it should be. So in order for...
Is that how it is?
That is how it should be.
But that's not how it is.
For now, I cannot say so. For now, I cannot say so.
Just for time, otherwise we would have expatiated more on the human capital development. But a quick one, those people you take out, have they been returning?
Well, a few of them are coming into the country. Some went to South Africa, some are in Norway, and all the rest of them. And particularly those of them who were involved in this militancy then, a good number of them are being rehabilitated, being brought back to the commission. I think the purport of what we are doing now is that as soon as they come back, we should be able to see on how we can fix them up in the various areas where they become useful. And I think that is the challenge we have. And we do hope that they too, having taken the lesson or good lessons from all these opportunities which I have given to them, they should be able to reciprocate by becoming good citizens within the Niger Delta region.